Yes, we are reviewing the K12.2 in 2024. It is still the best 12-inch speaker on the market, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Now, this was going to be an unboxing video, but unfortunately, we got busy and we had to take it out of the box, so we won't get that. If it were, you'd see that we have this really cool locking power cable. So it's just an IEC with one of these locking mechanisms on it. Super cool, super nice, and we love it. But looking at the actual speaker itself, this has some of the best ABS plastic I've seen on a speaker really on the market. So, this thing looks like if it fell, took a tumble, it'd be good to go. It's, beautiful on the front side as long as there's no dents. This looks really good. And then moving on to the back side, we're gonna have 3 inputs. So we have an A and a B, which are a combo 1/4 inch and XLR input. So that's great. And then on the C input, we have an 1/8 inch aux, so you can just plug in whatever you need to plug into there. And then we have our A and B output, which is great. If you just had to send the signal out from A or B, you just plug it in from there, from that specific channel input. And then what we typically use is gonna be this mix out right here. So a combination of A, B, and C. That's typically what we need when we use it. I would say in most applications, that's probably what you're going to need, but it's nice to know that QSC thinks about you and actually cares to put, some other connectors on there. You will not see another speaker around this price point of about $1,000 that has that. We will take a look at some of our other speakers down the line, and they just don't have the same things that this speaker has, so that's definitely a win. But now let's get this thing plugged in and see all the features once we power up this thing. Okay, welcome to the back. Let's jump into what this menu looks like on this K12. As you can see at the top with A and B, they give you some flexibility. You can kind of see this on the channel too. You can do high Z or you can do a line. It typically stays at a line level input, but you can change it to high Z if you're just gonna plug a microphone straight into this unit. Next up are the presets, and this is really, I think, where this speaker stands out amongst the competition. So with these, you can really change the way that the speaker sounds based off of the application. If you're gonna use it as a monitor, if you're gonna use it in a little cafe, if you're an instrumentalist, or you can even use it. We like these mic settings for corporate events. It just makes microphones sound better and kind of prevents a little bit of that feedback. Again, you can also use it as a monitor, which is pretty helpful. Under the crossover, we can see that it's pretty nice. QSC gives you some settings that work best for their different series that they have. So if you're using any of their KS or their K series, you can kind of dial that in specifically for that unit. You can even go up to 125 Hertz. Next up, we have our delay. So if you need to use this as a delay, somewhere in a big venue or, as a delay speaker for your main PA, that kind of is helpful. And then we can also change the EQ as well. So this is really cool that you can dial in the specific EQ here for the speaker. Some speakers don't give you this kind of flexibility, and it's really cool that they did that for you. And then that's where we reset it, is under the settings. One thing I never understand, and I only understand it now because we've done this review so many times, are these different buttons right here. So this one, as I've looked at it further, it is a back arrow because you're going back, and then that's the enter. But I really wish that these were labeled in a different way, or even just the words back and enter, because that looks like the same thing to me, and it was really confusing when I was trying to use this speaker for the first time. I kept clicking the wrong thing. So that's my only negative I see with this. Otherwise, it's all positives. Talking about a few of the pros and cons, we've already discussed that this thing sounds amazing, the build quality is pretty good, and there's a lot of functionality. So the only real concern and con with this thing has to be that it is expensive, and I wish that they made a 15-inch version, which has nothing to do with this 12-inch version, but I wish it was bigger, because then it would be, it'd be over for every other speaker on the market. So if you're looking for a point source speaker, a 12-inch speaker, this is the one. Definitely buy the QSC K12.2. And thank you so much for joining in our review today. My name is Javier with C West Entertainment, and we'll catch you in the next one. Pen, pineapple, apple pen. Yeah.